You just finished an oil change, fresh oil, new filter, everything's buttoned up. You turn the key and the engine purrs. Mission accomplished, right? Wrong. Because what you do in the next 24 hours could quietly damage that engine without a single warning light. No smoke, no noise, just hidden problems with every mile. These aren't freak accidents. They happen every single day to people who think they did everything right. So before your next oil change turns into a $5,000 repair, pay attention. Here are 8 things you should never do after an oil change, and trust me, number 1 catches almost everyone. Mistake number 8, skipping the post-start check. Most people finish an oil change, fire up the engine, and immediately back out of the driveway. That's a problem. Your oil pressure needs time to stabilize, and you need to watch for issues while the car's sitting still. Here's what actually happens. When you first start the engine after an oil change, the new filter is empty. It takes several seconds for oil to fill that filter and build proper pressure throughout the system. During that time, you're looking for leaks, listening for unusual sounds, and making sure the oil pressure light goes off quickly. The right move is simple. Start the engine and let it idle for 30 to 60 seconds. Watch underneath for drips. Check your gauges. If the oil light stays on longer than 5 seconds, shut it down immediately. This is also when you'll catch a loose drain plug or a filter that wasn't tightened enough. Better to find out in your driveway than on the highway. 1 minute of your time now could save you from catastrophic failure later. Mistake number 7, taking off without monitoring your work. Fresh oil is fully functional the moment it reaches operating pressure. Your engine's protected after that first minute of idling. But here's what most people miss. You still need to drive carefully for the first 10 to 15 miles, not because the oil needs time to work, but because you need time to catch any mistakes. Think about it. You just drained oil, removed a filter, and buttoned everything back up. There are multiple points where something could go wrong. A drain plug that feels tight in the driveway might start weeping after heat cycles. A filter that seemed snug might have a defective gasket. You won't know until the engine's at operating temperature and under load. The smart approach is to drive gently and pay attention. No hard acceleration, no long highway stretches where you can't pull over easily. Listen for unusual sounds. Watch your oil pressure gauge if you have one. Check your mirrors for smoke. After those first 10 miles, pull over somewhere safe and look underneath. If everything's dry and the engine sounds normal, you're good to go. This isn't about babying the oil, it's about making sure your work was done right before you're 50 miles from home. Mistake number 6, ignoring the oil life monitor reset. Here's one that bites people all the time. You change the oil, but forget to reset the oil life monitor. A week later, that annoying light comes back on, and now you're second-guessing whether you actually changed it or not. Modern cars track oil condition based on engine temperature, load, and driving habits. They're smart, but they're not psychic. Most vehicles require you to manually reset the system after a change. Some newer models will detect fresh oil automatically through sensors, but don't count on it unless you know your car has that feature. If you don't reset it, the system keeps counting down from wherever it was before. Some people ignore this and just drive with the light on. Bad idea. That light is there for a reason, and if it's flashing when your oil is actually fresh, you'll miss the real warning when it matters. Resetting is usually easy. Most cars let you do it through the dashboard menu or by holding a button combination. Check your owner's manual if you're not sure. It takes 30 seconds and it keeps your maintenance schedule accurate. Plus, if you ever sell the car, a clean maintenance history stored in the computer is worth real money to the next buyer. Mistake number 5, using the wrong oil viscosity. You'd think oil is oil, right? Pour in whatever's on sale and call it a day. But that simple mistake has damaged more engines than bad drivers ever could. Every engine is designed for a specific viscosity like 5W30 or 0W20. Those numbers aren't suggestions, they're requirements. Use oil that's too thick and your engine struggles to circulate it, especially in cold weather. Too thin and the oil breaks down under heat, leaving metal parts grinding against each other with no protection. Now here's what actually matters. Mixing brands of the same grade is fine. They are designed to meet the same standards and they'll work together without issues. The real problem is mixing viscosities or constantly switching between synthetic and conventional. If you're flipping back and forth, you lose the benefits of synthetic and risk inconsistent protection. Modern engines make this even more critical. Turbocharged cars, hybrids, anything with tight tolerances needs the exact grade the manufacturer specifies. Using the wrong viscosity doesn't just hurt performance, it can void your warranty entirely. Some dealers check this when you bring the car in for service, and if they find the wrong oil, you're on your own. The fix is simple. Open your owner's manual and look at the oil specification page. It'll tell you exactly what grade you need. Stick to that, and your engine will run smooth for 200,000 miles. Mistake number 4, over-tightening the drain plug. This one kills more oil pans than rust ever will. People think tighter is safer, so they crank down on that drain plug like they're wrestling a gorilla. What actually happens is you strip the threads in the pan, and now you've got a leak that won't seal, no matter how many new washers you throw at it. Aluminum pans are especially vulnerable. They're soft, and once the threads are gone, you're looking at a replacement that costs hundreds of dollars. Steel pans hold up better, but even those can crack if you go full Hulk mode. The drain plug doesn't need brute force. It's the crush washer or gasket that creates the seal, not the torque. Most drain plugs only need 20 to 30 foot-pounds of pressure. That's snug, not strained. If you don't have a torque wrench, here's the rule. Tighten it until it stops easily, then give it just a quarter turn more. That's it. If you've been over-tightening for years, keep an eye out for slow leaks. Damaged threads can hold for a while, then suddenly give up. And if you see oil weeping around the bolt, don't wait. Fix it before it turns into a roadside disaster. Mistake number 3, mixing different oil types repeatedly. Here's where people get confused. You've probably heard that synthetic and conventional oils don't mix. That's not entirely true. In an emergency, if you need to top off and all you have is a different type, go ahead, your engine won't explode. But here's the catch. If you're constantly switching back and forth between synthetic and conventional with every oil change, you're creating problems. Synthetic oil has advanced additives designed to work together over time. When you dilute it with conventional oil, then switch back, those additives never build up the way they're supposed to. The same issue happens when people top off between changes with whatever's cheap. A little conventional in your synthetic system once in a while won't hurt, but make it a habit and you're undermining the protection you paid for. The smart move is to pick one and stick with it. Going from conventional to full synthetic permanently is great. Synthetic is better in almost every way. Just commit to it and don't flip back and forth. Your engine's designed to thrive on consistency, not a chemistry experiment every few thousand miles. And if you do need to top off between changes, try to use the same type you started with. Mistake number 2, forgetting to check the level after the first drive. Here's something almost nobody does, and it's one of the most important checks you can make. After you change the oil and drive the car for the first time, you need to recheck the dipstick. Why? Because the oil filter soaks up a surprising amount of oil when it first fills. When you pour in the oil, the dipstick might read perfect. But after the engine runs and that filter fills up, the level drops. Depending on your filter size, you could be anywhere from half a quart to a full quart low. If you don't catch it, you're driving around underfilled without realizing it. This is also when you'll spot leaks you missed during the initial check. Fresh oil shows up bright and clean, so even a small drip is easy to see. Pull into your driveway after that first drive, let the car sit for a minute so the oil settles, then check the stick. If it's below the full mark, top it off. If you see oil on the ground, track down the leak before it gets worse. It only takes 2 minutes, but those 2 minutes can save your engine from running low. And running low, even for a short time, causes damage that adds up fast. Mistake number 1, reusing the old drain plug washer. This is the mistake that catches everyone, even experienced DIYers. You change your oil, everything looks good, then a week later there's a puddle under the car. You crawl underneath and oil's seeping from the drain plug. What happened? You reused the old washer. That thin metal or rubber ring is designed to crush once and create a seal. After the first use, it's compressed and won't seal properly again. Some people think they can get away with it, especially if the washer looks fine. But looks don't matter. Once it's been torqued down, it's done. The cost of a new washer is maybe 50 cents. The cost of ignoring it is a slow leak that drips oil every time you park. Over time, that adds up. You're constantly topping off, leaving stains everywhere you go and risking engine damage if the level drops too low. Worse, a slow leak can turn into a fast one. If that washer finally gives up completely while you're driving, you could lose all your oil in minutes. By the time the light comes on, the damage is already done. So do yourself a favor. Every single oil change, use a fresh washer. It's the cheapest insurance you'll ever buy for your engine. And there you have it. 8 mistakes that can damage your engine faster than you'd believe. The crazy part is, most of them are easy to avoid. You just need to know what to watch for. So here's my question for you. Which of these have you seen people mess up the most? Drop a comment below. Your story might save someone from an expensive repair. And if you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got more car care tips coming that'll keep your ride running strong for years. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.